Hello, and welcome to Clifford Fusion Channel. In this video, we have a topic that has been making waves across the globe. The topic, America, the World Health Organization, and a breakup for the history books. It's a story that has left many people scratching their heads and wondering about the future of global health. This is a story of international intrigue, political maneuvering, and the fate of global health hanging in the balance. It's a tale that involves high-stakes decisions and the ripple effects they create. In January 2025, the world watched in astonishment as newly elected President Donald Trump signed an executive order, effectively withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization. This move was unprecedented and caught many by surprise. Yep, you heard that right. The United States, a key player in global health initiatives, decided to step away from the WHO. The land of the free and the home of the brave decided to, shall we say, consciously uncouple from the world's leading health authority. This decision was not just a political statement, but a move with far-reaching consequences. This decision sent shockwaves across the globe. News outlets everywhere were abuzz with speculation and analysis. While this is not immediate, as US needs to give a one-year notice to WHO, it left many wondering, why would the US, a country with unparalleled resources and a history of global leadership in health, turn its back on an organization dedicated to, well, global health? The questions were many, and the answers were complex. Well, buckle up, folks, because we're about to dive headfirst into the tangled web of politics, pandemics, and the future of global health. We'll explore the reasons behind this decision, its immediate impact, and what it means for the world moving forward. If you'd like to hear more of such content, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Thank you. So, why did the US decide to stage this dramatic exit from the world's health stage? What led to such a significant and controversial decision? Well, according to the Trump administration, the organization had failed in its primary duty to protect global health. The executive order cited a laundry list of grievances, including the WHO's alleged mishandling of the COVID-19 pandemic, which they believed had catastrophic consequences worldwide. Its cozy relationship with China was another major point of contention. The US government felt that the WHO was too close to China, compromising its objectivity. Additionally, there was a perception that the WHO was resistant to any form of meaningful reform. Critics argued that the organization was stuck in its ways and unwilling to adapt to new global health challenges. The US government argued that the WHO was too slow to respond to the initial outbreak of COVID-19, which allowed the virus to spread more rapidly and widely than it might have otherwise. They also claimed that the WHO parroted China's line on the virus, failing to provide an independent and critical assessment of the situation. Furthermore, the US accused the WHO of failing to hold China accountable for its lack of transparency, which they believed was crucial in the early days of the pandemic. Essentially, the US accused the WHO of being a puppet of Beijing, more concerned with political maneuvering than with global health. This perception severely damaged the trust between the US and the WHO. Now, whether these accusations are entirely fair or accurate is a whole other can of worms that we don't have time to fully unpack right now. The debate over the WHO's actions and its relationship with China is complex and multifaceted, but what we can say is that the US government clearly felt that the WHO was not serving its interests or, more importantly, the interests of global health. This led to a significant rift and a dramatic exit that has had lasting implications for international health diplomacy. Before we delve any further into this messy divorce, let's take a moment to talk about the WHO itself. What exactly is this organization and what does it actually do? The World Health Organization, or WHO, is often in the news, but its full scope and impact are sometimes misunderstood. Founded in 1948, the World Health Organization is a specialized agency of the United Nations responsible for international public health. Its creation marked a significant step in global cooperation for health. Its mission, in a nutshell, is to promote health, keep the world safe, and serve the vulnerable. This means tackling a wide range of health issues, from infectious diseases to non-communicable diseases and even mental health. Think of it as the world's doctor, always on call, always ready to respond to health emergencies, from outbreaks to natural disasters. Whether it's a sudden outbreak of a new virus or a long-term health crisis, the WHO is there. Over the decades, the WHO has racked up some impressive achievements. Its work has saved countless lives and improved the quality of life for millions around the globe. It played a pivotal role in the eradication of smallpox, a disease that once killed millions. This monumental achievement is often cited as one of the greatest public health triumphs in history. It led the charge against polio, bringing the world to the brink of eradicating this debilitating disease. The fight against polio has been long and arduous, but the progress made is undeniable, and it's been on the front lines of countless other health battles, from fighting HIV/AIDS to battling Ebola. The WHO's rapid response teams are often the first on the ground in health crises. So, yeah, the WHO isn't perfect. No organization is. It has faced criticism and challenges, but its contributions to global health are significant and cannot be overlooked. But, to dismiss it outright, to paint it as some sort of villain in the global health narrative, is not only unfair but also dangerously short-sighted. The WHO's role in safeguarding global health is indispensable, and its efforts continue to shape a healthier future for all. Okay, so the US will leave the organization. What does that actually mean for America? Well, for starters, it means that the US is no longer a member of the club. It no longer has a seat at the table where global health decisions are made. And it no longer contributes financially to the organization, which, let's be honest, is a pretty big deal considering the US was the WHO's largest single donor. Now, some might argue that this is a good thing. They might say that the US is finally free from the shackles of a bloated, inefficient bureaucracy. But here's the thing. Global health is, well, global. Diseases don't respect borders. And in a world grappling with pandemics and emerging health threats, going it alone is not a viable strategy. By withdrawing from the WHO, the US risks isolating itself, undermining its own global health security, and jeopardizing its ability to effectively respond to future health crises. It's like trying to fight a global pandemic with one hand tied behind your back. A world-divided global implications of the US withdrawal. The US leaving the WHO isn't just an American problem, it's a global one. It creates a void in global health leadership, weakens international cooperation, and undermines the very foundation of global health security. The WHO, already grappling with limited resources and the daunting task of tackling global health challenges, now faces a significant funding gap. This could jeopardize critical programs, hamper disease surveillance efforts, and hinder the organization's ability to respond effectively to future health emergencies. Moreover, the US withdrawal sends a dangerous message to the world, that global cooperation is optional, that multilateralism is outdated, and that it's every country for itself. This go-it-alone approach could have far-reaching consequences, undermining efforts to address shared global challenges, from climate change to nuclear proliferation. A cloud of uncertainty. The future of global health. So, what does the future hold for global health in this new post-US WHO world? Well, if we're being honest, it's a pretty mixed bag. On the one hand, there's a glimmer of hope. The US withdrawal could serve as a wake-up call, prompting other nations to step up and fill the void in global health leadership. It could also galvanize support for the WHO, leading to much-needed reforms and a renewed commitment to multilateralism. On the other hand, there's a very real risk that the US withdrawal could mark a turning point, a descent into a more fragmented and less cooperative world. A world where global health is no longer seen as a shared priority, but as a zero-sum game. Beyond the blame game, the need for constructive engagement. Look, it's easy to get caught up in the blame game, to point fingers, to assign fault, to say, it's all their fault. But the truth is, the current state of global health is a collective failure. We have all to some extent fallen short. Instead of dwelling on past mistakes, we need to focus on the future. We need to move beyond the rhetoric and engage in constructive dialogue. We need to rebuild trust, strengthen cooperation, and work together to create a more effective and equitable global health architecture. A shared responsibility, global health in a post-pandemic world. The COVID-19 pandemic has been a stark reminder that we live in an interconnected world. It has shown us that our health is inextricably linked, that a threat to one is a threat to all. As we move forward, we need to embrace this reality. We need to recognize that global health is not a charitable endeavor, but a shared responsibility. It's about investing in systems that protect us all, about building a world where everyone, regardless of where they live or how much money they have, has access to quality healthcare. So, where do we go from here? What's the path forward? Well, it starts with a simple but profound shift in mindset. We need to stop seeing global health as a zero-sum game, where one country's gain is another's loss. We need to embrace a win-win approach, where we work together to create a healthier, safer, and more equitable world for all. This means strengthening the WHO, not weakening it. It means investing in global health security, not defunding it. It means prioritizing cooperation over competition, and it means recognizing that, in the face of global health threats, we are all in this together. What do you think about this issue? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for watching.